Just judging by the videos that have been put out there by other influencers, by other YouTubers, this is obviously a very, very big topic, right? Because whatever happens here in California truly influences the rest of the country. And Uber is scared. Lyft is scared. That's why they came together to collaborate on this, right? Firstly, do you remember just a few days ago, they pushed out this form where they wanted you to register as an independent contractor so that they could take that information and hand it over to California lawmakers. I cautioned everyone on this, right? And said, don't sign it. Don't sign it. Don't give them the ammunition, because have they ever had your back? No, they haven't, right? And in a moment of desperation, they're showing their true colors, right? They came out and they pushed this form out, hoping to trick a lot of people. Now, the good thing is, I think that scheme didn't work, because then they tried approach 2. We're going to talk about the second approach last night. And it saddens me that out of all the YouTubers, there's maybe 1 or 2. Melissa Richardson, I appreciate it. I'll get back to you right now. It saddens me that there are 1 or 2 YouTubers, and I'm not even going to give them energy, not even going to give their names energy, but they are still college kids, and they're talking to you as if they've been in multi-million-dollar deals, as if they've been in big negotiations, right? My friend, finish your studies, go start a business, and when you've done a couple of big deals, come into a room and give some advice. But to tell people to go and sign that form, right, that you are an independent contractor, that you do not want to become an employee, is suicide. You're giving them the ammunition. The bottom line is, here's how this business deal should be approached. You don't sign it. You will not become an employee, and you will not be kept an independent contractor. What they're trying to do is force lawmakers to the negotiation table and come up with a new deal, right? This is not like, oh my God, I'm not going to be forced into this employee status. I'm going to sign away on this form, right? And this is what this one kid here on YouTube is telling Uber and Lyft drivers. Hey, you know what? Sign your life away. You don't want to become an employee. You want to stay an independent contractor. Sign that document. Now, at that moment, you've given Uber all the strength. Understand, you had them at a point where they were scared and they showed their true colors. You were at a poker table with them and they put their cards down and showed you, we are scared, right? We have to force these people to the negotiation table, folks. Let me tell you, when I went in, there were 2 big lawsuits that I filed, one against McDonald's, one against Time Warner. I won both, right? And when I'm in a room in Orange County with 11 McDonald's attorneys, I know this is serious. Why would they fly down 11 attorneys, right? So I know I have them by the balls, and now I got to negotiate, right? And they throw you chump change, take this offer, and you say, no, we'll not take this offer. And then they bid, and they go a little bit higher on that offer, and they say, accept this, otherwise we walk away. You say, no, I'm not going to accept it. Let's go to trial. You drive the price up. You come from a position of power, right? You know that they're there for a reason. They paid 12 airline tickets, 12 lawyers flew in to California to negotiate a deal with myself and my attorney. You have to stand up from a point of power. And we won that case because we stood up for ourselves, right? You cannot just simply go away and sign your life away, folks, right? And here, what I said here, this helps substantiate Uber's position that we are independent contractors. Scare tactics, scare tactics, scare tactics. Let me read you the fine legal print. And if you're a vet, if you're a vet in this game and you've done a lot of business deals, you have an attorney look over an attorney's language. That's what I always do, because I may read it one way. I'll have a good attorney, a very good attorney that you're paying $450 an hour for, read over the fine print. And here it is. Uber is providing notice to TNC driver partners, right? Scare tactics, pursuant to this new state law, but cannot advise on the applicability of local laws. They cannot advise on that, but they want you to sign this, right? Saying that, hey, if you don't sign this independent contractor status, if you don't go and pay for your license in Santa Monica or Culver City or LA, you're going to lose your privileges. You call BS, folks, right? This is their second tactic after their first tactic failed. But we have young YouTubers out there, college students, that are telling you guys, go and sign your life away. No, the best thing you can is not even sign. That means you're not committed, right? That means they have to negotiate. And we need, I said, 20 to 100 drivers from different cities, from New York, from Miami, from Denver, from Las Vegas, from Los Angeles, at the table with the lawmakers, with the Uber CEOs and the management team to negotiate a deal with our attorneys present. So we got to hire. I will hire a legal counsel. We go into that meeting, right? But we got to negotiate a deal that's good for us and not listen to a 19 to 21-year-old. And no disrespect to college students. I love college students. But someone going out there as a YouTuber, as an influencer, copying everybody's videos, and then giving advice saying, hey, guys, you got to sign this, right? You are signing your power away, folks, right? By not signing it, right, we get to the negotiation table, right? You want to be at that table, and you want to be at that table with your driver legal counsel and hash out a deal. Because here's the reality. It is not going to go the employee route. Mark my words, it won't. And it shouldn't. We shouldn't be shelved into an independent contractor category either, right? We should have all the flexibility. We should remain independent contractors and come out with better pay, right? And more benefits. That's how you negotiate, right? So, sorry, they don't want us to become independent. They don't want us to become employees. They want us to stay independent contractors, right? But they want us to stay independent contractors under their terms. And they have stopped paying. They taking the 60, we taking the 40. And then in the previous mail, they said, we'll give you some more money and we'll give you some more rights, right? They did not give you the right to form a body so that you have a voice or a union. And I'm not saying that unions are good or bad, right? But this law in California that we could become employees would cost them $500 million more. And they don't want that. So if we have them at that point of weakness, right, Dara, John Zimmer, Logan Green, right? If we've got you at the point right now because you've disrespected us and we've striked and whatever we did there, bringing in the media worked, bring us to the table with our counsel, right, with our legal counsel, and let's hash out a deal that everyone, not just California, but that every single state, every city in the US and internationally comes out better. And the only way that you come out better is that you stop cozying up to riders and passengers. You're treating them like little children that you're just scared to hurt, right? You're scared to hurt their feelings. You have taxi fares up here and you have rider fares down here. You can give them 20, 25% more increase. They wouldn't even feel it, right? They wouldn't feel it. But we need the money, folks. That's why I'm wearing this T-shirt today. More money. And I hope, Dara, I hope John, I hope Logan are listening in or following, right? Because these cheap tactics, these trick tactics that they are utilizing here is trying to con a driver in so that they have the power and leverage. You got to say no. This is a you win, we lose situation. No game. We're not signing. And by not signing, you're forcing them to the table. And the reason why they are coming out with the second desperate attempt, because I think the first one didn't quite work. I think the drivers are smart enough not to sign away. And there we have a kid, a youngster here in LA saying, go and sign it, right? Because you do not want to become employees. We understand we don't want to become employees, but we want to become independent contractors with more rights, with more of a voice and more money. And the only way you get there is to force them to the table, not just sign away, like this kid said. Lord, have mercy. I'm sorry. Shouldn't be using any blasphemous words here, right? But this, my friends, is a moment for us to shine. It's a moment for us to shine. They are using fear. Fear tactics, BS legal language, read it, right? And if you don't understand the legal language, have an attorney friend or pay an attorney like I do. I have 2 attorney friends. I run it by them, and then I have a very, very qualified attorney that will read this and give me the advice, right? Because I see it one way, and the way I saw it was also the way the attorney saw it, right? Uber is providing notice to driver partners pursuant to this new state law, but cannot advise on the applicability of local laws. But they want you to go ahead and sign your life away and say, hey, you know what, go and get your license in Santa Monica, LA. Doesn't make sense, right? I'm driving in Santa Monica, Culver City, Manhattan Beach. Do I have to go to every little neighborhood and zip code and file for my license because I'm going out of Long Beach into Santa Monica, now into LA? Do I need 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 licenses to just drive around LA? BS, right? There is no, if something is enforced, the state will tell us. They will actually send us a letter. They would get all the addresses and names from Uber, and they would send us a letter, hey, you got to file for your licenses. This is a cheap legal tactic, again, to appeal and dumb you down and say, hey, you know what? We're going to use fear here, right? And you're going to go out and get these licenses, right? Come on, Uber. Come on, Lyft. What do you think we are, dude? You serious? You serious, Mr. Green? You serious, Mr. Zimmer? You serious, Derek K? We're going to fall for this shit? You kidding me, dude? You kidding me? You kidding us? Come on, guys. We're better than that. We got to force them to the table. And you know what? I will fit the legal fees. I will get good attorneys that have won rounds against Uber. Really, really heavy hitters, right? Trial attorneys or class action attorneys. We bring in more than one counsel and we sit down with them and we hash out a deal. Folks, we will not become employees, and we will not become independent contractors with the same old, no voice, no money. We're going to become independent contractors with a better negotiated deal, more money, more rights, and some benefits, maybe medical benefits, right? And we're not saying, hey, Uber, you got to bend over and carry another $500 million burden, right? We're not saying we're going to force this employee status on you. No, we're going to force you to the negotiation table and give us a better deal. And this is what some of these YouTubers, I could not believe the drama that was injected into a few of these videos from this kid, right? The drama that says, you got to sign this. I'm signing this. I'm signing this. You sign shit. You sign nothing. You force them to the table because you have them at that point where you want to have them. Now we're going to jump into the room. Xander Sagasta, thumbs up on the video. I appreciate it, right? Listen, I'm not trying to get your attention or respect, right? Because I automatically respect everyone in this room, right? And I'm not going to give power and call the name of individuals, right, that are pushing out videos like this, right? I'm not going to give them the power because they haven't sat in big deals. Have you signed a $5 million deal? Have you run background checks on the people that are on the opposite side that you're signing a document with, right? I don't think as a college kid you've ever done that. You got to get into the room and huddle. And listen, there's 20, 30 people in the room. There's representatives, right? There's nothing to be afraid of. You'll have politicians. You'll have your Lyft people there. You'll have your Uber people there. You have your Uber legal team there. You have your Lyft legal team there. You have the drivers there. You have legal representative of the drivers there, and you hash out a better deal. Doesn't mean you become employees. It doesn't mean that you became the same old independent contractors with the same conditions where they dictate the terms, right? We forced them to this point, folks. We got to ask for more money. We got to ask for more rights. We got to have our voice heard at the future table. We are not forcing $500 million of extra costs on you, Uber. We're not forcing $500 million costs on you, Lyft. But what we are going to force you to do is to treat us with respect and pay us fairly and we got you at that point. So don't use these cheap ass tactics, these sly backroom roundabout tactics, right? That you've had an attorney go over. I know why an attorney has gone over this, because I can read it in the legal language, right? I've signed these type of documents. I've signed these type of deals. I have done multi-million-dollar deals. That's a fact, right? I have received multi-million-dollar settlements from law firms, from big corporations, because you've got to sit down with experts and hash out a deal that it's a win-win situation. Right now, you follow the advice of this kid, you lose, right? To say, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to become an employee. I don't want them to rule my life. I don't want them to rule my hours. I don't want them to tell me that I can only drive on platforms. Take a step back, folks. Relax. That's not what's happening here. We're at a negotiating point where the worst case scenario for them is that they're scared that we become employees. We will not become employees. We will remain independent contractors, but with more rights, with more money. And you have to force the point. You have to force the mediation day, the negotiation day. You can't just sign off on these documents and do exactly what these guys tell you and follow them like sheep down to the fields. Hey, come sit out here, little sheep, feed here, sign these petitions. Have they ever had our back, folks? No, they haven't. How have they treated you in the last 6 months? Poorly, badly, with zero respect. So please, I ask you, you're not relinquishing your power when you don't sign, right? You're just not giving them the power, right? And by not signing, by not engaging in these tactics, you go back to the table. This, my friends, is their second attempt within 48 hours. I carefully say the first attempt backfired because we're smart, because we realized you can't just sign off on this document and say, you know what, I'm okay. I'll remain an independent contractor. I don't want to become an employee. That's what they tried 48 hours ago. And my gut feeling tells me that a lot of smart people didn't sign, which is smart. And then they use second round of scare tactics. This is fear-mongering, folks. Then FAQ, how do I know if my home city requires a business license, right? You know how you find out? You go down to Culver City, you go down to Santa Monica, you go down to LA. Do I have to where do I sign up to become, get my license to become an Uber driver? What the hell are you talking about, son? There is no such thing, right? Steve Thing, thank you so much. So the best is to step back, because as the clock ticks, right? Remember, anybody watch the Parabellum, John Wick? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. As they get closer to the political decision in August, right? They don't want that to happen. That's a huge, huge gamble. The politicians might say, hey, they will all have employee status and California will get a lot of money. They don't want to get there. So by not signing and tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, they then start reaching out and say, hey, I think we can strike a deal with you drivers. Let's get politicians in the room, companies in the room. Josh Uhl, I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's get everyone in the room with our drivers, with our attorneys that represent our legal rights, my friends, and we hash out a better deal. You know what this means? It means coming together as drivers. It means even coming together and pooling $5 and $10. So we have good legal counsel that does not sell us out, right? But if you're listening to certain YouTubers that are still in college, never ever drawn up a contract, maybe the most that they've ever done is buy a computer or finance a car or have their parents finance a car. And zero disrespect to students. I was a student. But I'm not going to come there as a shit know-it-all student saying, hey, this is what you got to do, and then start legal talk. How can you start engaging in legal talk? Oh, we will become, if you don't sign this, you'll become an employee. How do you know that? Lord have mercy. Sorry for being blasphemous here. Xander Sagasta, love you. Appreciate you. And whatever California decides is going to go for the whole nation. That's why we got to stick together as brothers and sisters, folks. It's why we got to stick together, right? Because whatever we negotiate in California, we are negotiating for Florida. We are negotiating for Texas. We're negotiating for New Mexico. We're negotiating for the Carolinas. We're negotiating for the Dakotas. So we got to show strength on this day. But signing this, giving into these fear tactics, you're making their job so easy. And once you make it so easy, it's back to the same old thing. They trim the fat, and continue. You know, once bitten, twice shy, folks. Have they had your back? Answer me this question. No, they haven't. Right? So the best thing you can do is go 3 feet away from this contract and say, sorry, unless you can show me a win-win, unless you can invite me to the table with representatives, then I might step forward and sit down at the table. But right now, I'm 3 feet away from the chair, and I'm standing there waiting on them. Tick-tock, tick-tock, Uber. Tick-tock, tick-tock, Lyft. August is your big day. Tick-tock, and we'll run the clock down, right? Business is cutthroat, folks, especially at this level, and you have to play the same game. Cannot give in to fear. I beg you to trust me on this. I don't say trust everything I say, but when it comes to contracts, I've come out well. And I don't try to get the upper hand in a contract. I don't come in with the attitude, I win, you lose. You go, and if you're trained in economics, in business, and you do deals, you want a long-term relationship, not a short-term relationship, and you want it to be win-win. So when we sit down, or when I sit down and negotiate, it's like, okay, I feel like you're taking a little bit too much here, right? And you're giving me a little bit too little here. I just can't sign off on that. I'm not okay with it. But if you could do this, if you could increase this, then I think we have a deal. I could sign off on it, right? Has to be a fair and equitable exchange of mutual energy. That is what a win-win is. And how do we get there? We play the game. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Run the clock down. They have to sit down with us because they do not want to sit and let this go to the Senate and have politicians decide over them, right? Who knows where Gavin Newsom, the governor, stands? Who knows where these Republicans and senators stand, right? Who knows? It's a gamble for them. But what's not a gamble with them is saying, hey, you know what? They say we are willing to up the wages, the monies. They say we are willing to give you a voice. Well, let's hear your conditions, my friend. Let's hear what you have to offer. Sit us down with counsel. Here we go. I think I've made my point. This is almost an identical video to the one that I did the other day. The only reason why I'm following up with this, because I think the psychology is interesting. They come out with a second attempt, folks, showing how weak they are. They may have not got the signatures like they wanted to in the first round. And I saw a lot of people in the last one don't sign. I saw a lot of good videos from competent influencers say, hey, you know what? Careful. But then we have 1 or 2 people. I don't even know if they've hit puberty yet, dude. And they're telling us here what to do. Go sign away on this. So here is good news for you. I do want to share. Dustin, where's my shout out? Here it is. Dustin's in the house. Buddy, let me tell you, Dustin, you're part of my all-star team. Okay. The website, folks, I'm going to announce tomorrow. I'm announcing the website where we get a voice, where we come under one roof. And I've chosen 30 players that I think are all-stars. And to me, a rock-solid all-star, someone that I would go to battle with, someone that I would go and have tequilas with, someone that I would roll out the red carpet in Hollywood for, is Dustin. And he knows that. He texts me, I text him back, bounce ideas back and forth. We give each other shout-outs. We're in the same game. right? And this is not like, hey, this is Darth Vader all going dark. You can still make a boatload of money in the rideshare business if you work smart hard. You listen to the advice that people like Dustin, myself, or even here, Geo, giving you sound advice from Chicago, showing you real numbers, showing you what works, what doesn't work, right? There's still money to be made. This is not the dark ages, the dark channel. This is simply people trying to protect you, right, going forward, moving forward. And we need more options. We need a Trip company that functions. I want to see them work, but I will call them out if they launch apps that don't work, right? They say, oh no, I'm stupid. That was beta testing. They call me stupid. Trip calls me stupid because they say it's beta testing. My friends, you know what beta testing is? Let me tell you. From the very early .com ages, from the very first websites where I came in as an advisor on a panel of developers when they beta test, this is what's beta testing. You're starting a dating website, right? There's males, there's females, there's pictures, there's portfolios. You can meet guys, you can meet girls. I'm giving you an example of beta testing here, right? And you come up with this grand idea of a website, call it Matchmaker, whatever it is, and you want to bring girls and guys, or guys and guys, or girls and girls together. I don't care, right? But you're coming out with a matchmaking website, right? And now I create my profile. Here is Torsten, here's my profile, there's Cindy, there's her profile, there's Jackson, there's his profile, his phone number, what he likes, what what doesn't like, he's divorced, he has 3 kids, whatever. You're creating your profile. Now you go live and the website says, hey, you know what? We're going to have about 1,000 people go live and just have you guys tested with this, test it, beta test it, right? You have beta testing is usually opened up to a small select group. So Trip, how can you tell me you're beta testing and you opened this up to all your drivers? You opened it up to me. I called you on your shit and said, hey, in Florida, you have in your system, if I wanted to book Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach, was $481, right? I was beta testing, but I was one of thousands and thousands of people who had access to that, right? My friends, it's the same if you launch a dating website and the beta testing, right? And you didn't check, you've launched something and you didn't check whether the male or female selection that you could put was tested. So there I am, I have a website, right? I'm out there on my profile in the beta test, and I show up as a female because it wasn't tested. They didn't do the settings correct. They didn't program it correctly. The very basics in a website, when you're launching a website, you got to get right. If you are going to do a beta test on a Trip rider app or a driver app, get the basics right. That means your calculator from A to B, based on mileage, based on zip codes, it's all out there. You're hiring experts. You know, there is no excuse that that thing was $481. You got it in your beta. Your basics have to be done right, right? Just like a dating website that goes out, hey, I'm selecting female or male, right? Not that in a search, I'm showing up as a female or Cindy is showing up as a male. That means your developer's completely screwed up. You getting what I'm trying to say? And this is what I'm saying to Trip. You don't understand the true definition of beta testing. You don't open up a platform and put it out there for the world, and you haven't even done your calculators, your mileage calculators, your category calculators, your mileage times your rate calculators. You haven't even done that. And that's what I called you out on. And man, did I pick up flack for that. Joel, the God of Thunder, they just need to respect us and pay us. Thank you very much. Right. So folks, I want Trip to succeed. That's why I exposed that video. I want them to get better. I want them to spend money and fix this thing so we have a 3rd player and soon a 4th player, the one that we're forming, right, on the GOAT platform. So tomorrow, when I announce this website, this is a website, right, that will allow us to come under one roof to engage in things like this. So we have more collective bargaining power, right? You can join networks. You can join guys like gig workers. I set them up. Rideshare United, I set them up. I set all of these companies up. I spent approximately about $40,000 on this behind the scenes, pulling all my techie and developers off other projects to make this happen. Simply a room where we can all come together and make decisions. Mario Gerussi, I love that name. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. 4.97 in the house. So that's what this website is about tomorrow. So I probably, in around 10 o'clock tomorrow, I'm going to try and go live. It's going to be a long feed because I have to walk you through the website. And then July the 4th, Independence Day, we're going to open up a funding platform. It doesn't matter if you contribute $5 or $10, right? We're going to use this as company formation fees, legal fees, tech fees, hosting fees, cloud fees, developer fees, trademark fees, right? In order to form a company, you need money. And maybe even set aside some of those money for negotiations for Uber and Lyft drivers, right? This is not like, hey, this is the new company. You all have to go and drive for the new company. You can drive wherever you want. You can drive with Uber, Lyft, Trip, and let's say call it GOAT. By all means, you figure out the best way for yourself to make the most money, right? Nobody will tell you, hey, you may only drive on that one platform, right? No, you should remain an independent contractor with better rights, right? With some form of medical coverage, right? And you should pick and choose wherever you wish to go. That's the starting point, folks, right? So this new platform will simply be a platform where you can sign up as a city ambassador, claim a city, claim a zip code, right? Where if you qualify, you can be on the team of the all-stars, right? Like Dustin would be, and a couple of others that we've selected. But we're just trying to bring everyone under one umbrella, one roof. So if it does come to negotiation time, we can send out one email, right? Or we can have an attorney send out one email to all the members saying, sneak preview. Dustin, I think I would give you a sneak preview early, just before, right? But you're set up in there, so no worry, your face is in there. But you go in, set up your account, your username, your password, and then those all-stars would email me and say, hey, this is Dustin. I set up my account. I don't want to know his password or anything like that. He then gets to upload his videos and do his thing on this new platform. Timothy Neufart, I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the $10 contribution. Much love, right? Guys, I am not telling you what to do. I'm not. I'm an additional voice with a lot of, I would say, with a lot of business experience, right? I've not just done Mickey Mouse deals. If something's too big for me, I pay people to represent my best interest. And I would be willing to do that on a day if we could get in with Uber and Lyft and have the drivers at one table, the politicians at one table, and the companies at one table, right? Why not pool money for a legal fund so that we're well represented? Because it's our future. Imagine just putting $5 or $10 up front and making hundreds and thousands of dollars down the line extra. I think it's worth it. I would, right? So that's the reason we're forming this website, so we have a collective voice, right? Traveling Guy says, Uber and Lyft have lots of drivers down. They forgot who made the bottom line for their company. Exactly. Uber and Lyft, you forgot who got you there. Travis, you forgot who put billions of dollars in your pocket. Darrow, you forgot how you got your $40 million salary and you got the couple of extra $1 billion in shares. SoftBank, one of the investors, or the Arab Emirates, whoever you guys are, the seed or second round investors, you forgot who got you there? Us, these people. Our house got you there, right? We carried you over the finishing line. You owe us, buddy. And we're going to call you on it. You owe us right now, Uber. You owe us, Lyft. You owe us, Dara. You owe us, John Zimmer. You owe us, Logan Green. Can't just be a selfish, me approach. Forget about it. We're not going along with that plan, right? This is a give and take, my friend. And if they don't understand this type of energy, no game, not participating. I'm not going to empower you to take more away from us. Forget about it. Forget about it. Abstract Echo in the house. Thank you. Just got it. I hope I didn't miss much. No, a quick recap. I did a video very similar to this less than 48 hours ago. Dustin did a video on this. Many people did a video on this, right? One person did a video, a college kid, and said, basically, go ahead, sign your life away, right? Which got me a little bit rattled. But here's their second attempt on another form, on another roundabout way to engage you, to put the fear into you. Let me just read this legal language set up by one of the attorneys, right? Uber is providing notice to driver partners pursuant to this new state law, but cannot advise on the applicability of local laws. They cannot advise on the local laws, but they say to you, hey, sign this, go and get your independent contractor license so that we don't have to even worry about this this employee cloud that stands before us. Folks, we will not become employees, and we do not want to be the old independent contractors with the same old, same old. We want something in the middle. The best shot here is to become an independent contractor with way more rights. Don't quite think the best shot is here to become an employee where you're dictated by the hours you can work and the companies you can work for, right? I do think at the end of the day, tick tock, when August comes, right, that we will remain independent contractors, but we can't be here in the beginning where we were, where they're undressing us and we're running around naked in the street. No, we've got to be well-dressed, prepared, making more money with a voice, with more rights. That is where we want to get. So here on the one side, you have employee status that they shit scared of. Here's the same old right now, independent contractor status as we are right now, with minimal money, minimal voice, no rights there, right? And where we got to bring them is into the middle. And that takes good negotiating power, not people advising you to simply sign off on this form. Oh, I don't want to become an employee. I highly advise you sign this. Well, if you sign this and sign your life away, you've given the ammunition and they'll still say the same old. We scratch your back. It's now driver's time to be rewarded. Roy Watkins, thank you. Couldn't have said it better. We scratched their back. It's time for them to scratch our back. Thank you, Roy. You put it in very simple language that everyone can understand. Rick Review says they squeezed us, right? Just like those little plastic, you get all the cheese, you squeeze all the cheese out. That's what they did with us. And now they are begging. They are crying. They're on their knees begging for our help, sending us a form, hope we will fall for it. 48 hours sending us more fear-mongering, hope we're going to fall for it. Folks, get them to the table. All of us, let's help each other get them to the table. Paula in the house, do not sign for Uber in California. I say do not sign. I will tell you that. My opinion, do not sign. That doesn't mean you've relinquished anything. You've just not engaged in their tactics by not signing, right? Which means you're forcing them to do further action, right? And what you want to achieve here, is that, Paula, I green lighted that one. And what you want to achieve here is that we are brought to the table with counsel. And if we use that platform that I'm rolling out tomorrow, and even if we're doing $5 here or $10 there, and we have a legal fund, right? A, monies to start a new company. B, legal funds to represent us at the table. We don't want to sell out. Yidinek says as well, he said, now Uber and Lyft wants to kiss our ass. Very well said. Black and white, my friend. There it is. He said it. Yidinek says, now Uber and Lyft start to kiss drivers' ass. Gig Warrior Jim, thank you, my friend. When they have no drivers, Uber out of business. Don't sign. Work other gigs or your own business. Thank you. Right? Very simple language. You are in control. You are the boss. You are an independent contractor. You decide where you go to work for. You decide who pays you better. Is it Grubhub? Is it DoorDash? Is it Postmates? Is it Uber Eats? Or do I go and drive for Juno? Or do I go and drive for Jet? Or do I drive for Kareem? Or do I drive for Diddy? Or do I drive for Ola? Or do I drive for Uber? Or do I drive for Lyft? Or do I drive for Trip? Or soon maybe for Goat? You decide. You're the boss. I'm not telling you. You are smart enough to follow the money, right? You follow the money. But we shouldn't be ordered to follow someone blindly, right? This is what's demanded from us, that we follow someone blindly, thinking that they have our back. These are scare tactics. These are con tactics. These are tactics of desperate people in desperate times, desperate companies doing desperate things, paying lawyers to try and confuse us. Let me read it to you again. Does anybody understand what this stuff here means? Uber is providing notice to partners, driver partners, pursuant to this new state law, but cannot advise on the applicability of local laws. They want you to go and do that, but they can't truly advise, but they want you to do it. Joel, the God of Thunder, I like that. Riders must pay more. It's easy. Corporations will survive. The riders, the passengers are getting treated like royalty. They're getting treated like kings and queens, princes and princesses. You could swear that all the riders live in Buckingham Palace. Bullshit. Get out your wallet and pay drivers their monies. Paul, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you here. And again, I apologize if I have not read through all of your messages, right? But here and then I'm checking in. Yedinek Zuda says, Uber Lyft cut our fare 3 times and F the driver's ass without a condom. Oh, Jesus, that's a little bit harsh. But now it's time drivers to F them back. Okay, I green lighted that one, but I mean, you get it. He used some very floral language to explain something. We get it. We see the picture. I think I said it in a little bit of a more polite form, but Yedinek, I'm not disagreeing with you, my friend. I'm not disagreeing with you. What up, brother? Chicago. Let him. I'm no boxing. Good. Are you a boxer? I like it. Do you agree with me that we got to come out with a better deal? Right? And I sort of use the spectrum here of deals, right? On the one side, employee, don't truly think that we want that, or Uber wants that we want to become employees. They don't want that. They cost them $500 million. And here we are as independent contractors currently being shafted, right? This is obviously here is not working for us. So we need to come somewhere in the middle where we come and make more money. Jeffrey Durandis in the house. I appreciate the $2 contribution. Let me read what he says. Ubers continue to rob us time to squeeze them. You have them, folks. You have them exactly there where you want them. They've shown you their deck of cards. It's weak. They have no kings in the deck. They have no queens. They have no aces. They have low numbers. They have 2s and 3s and 4s. They don't even have doubles. They don't even have pairs. They have squat, diddly squat right now. And they're sitting there scared at their poker table, holding these weak cards. Now is the time to say to the dealer, deal another pair of cards. But before you deal it, we're going to negotiate. Right? You have to negotiate, folks. And if it means that tomorrow's new platform where we can come in, where you can create your profile, you can interact with all your brothers and sisters that you know here. We know these people. We know Tommy. We know Business Resolution. We know Paula. We know John Doe. We all know each other. We know Albert Tapia. We know the black is beautiful. I like that. Black is beautiful. We're all beautiful people, right? I want you to talk to each other in that room. I want us to come together. I want us to invite in other brothers and sisters. I want Gio to reach out to his people. He has an all-stars garage in this new website. I want Dustin to reach out. I want Harry to reach out. I want to even have Uberman, who now has auto auction website. I want him to reach his base. I want Ryan to reach out. I want Paula to reach out. I want Dave, the Uber slave. I want Paul Figueroa, that I want to make a San Diego ambassador. I want Thomas Gibson, and I want to make a San Diego. I want us to reach out, invite our friends, so we can say, hey, we're under one roof and we have a lot of bargaining power. Not isolated islands doing this over here, doing this over here. Guys, when announcement for a strike comes, you got to tell it 2 weeks in advance. You got to send them the link where they can print out the PDF, the flyers for the strike. You can't announce something like this 24 hours before and expect everybody to show up there. People have commitments, people have plans, people have private bookings. We got to have a website where we can plan way in advance, where the administrators like myself or Professor Olson, my good buddy, can alert you, hey, we created a flyer for you, which you can use in Chicago, Washington, D.C., right? We've got to be strong. And even if that means you come in at the lowest level at $5, thank you, and thank you, right? But we got to push back here. That's what I'm known for, right? And I'm not the answer to all questions. I'm not the solution to all problems. I am a facilitator. I worked hard. I put the hours in to become a YouTube influencer. I worked hard to create these relationships with David. Have you ever seen the video of me where I screwed up and I went after the simple driver and I made a follow-up video to apologize because I was wrong? Nobody's perfect. But now I hope I have a relationship with Calvin as a friend, right? I have the emails, and together we're strong. And that is the message we got to send home, that together as a house, we're strong, right? This is a house. We'll create a mega house where we all come together. That's it, my friends. I love it, Paul. Love it. This is the type of energy. You see, I will pass out flyers to San Diego drivers. So much it'll block out the sun. You got to love this guy, dude. You got to love his commitment and his energy, right? Shout out. Let's give old Paul a nice, big, fat thank you for just saying that, for standing up for people in San Diego, standing up collectively, right? But when you have a platform, right, I don't quite see that on uberpeople.net. That to me looks like there's one candidate who controls it, is trying to push his codes because they silence certain voices. I've tried it out, right? The platform we're creating is that if you become a city ambassador or if you've paid for YouTube rights on this new website, you can promote your codes, right? You should be able to go in there, maybe spend $50 and make back a few $100s because you have a platform that can promote itself. You should be out there making YouTube videos, posting your videos to YouTube and onto other outlets, pushing that video out on Twitter free, pushing that video out on Instagram, pushing that video out on the new site tomorrow, right? There we go. Thank you for everyone for acknowledging Paul. Sergio Robles in the house, my friend. I was down at In-N-Out. I looked around 360. I did not see my friend Sergio, but we will bump into each other again. By the way, I met Sergio at In-N-Out at LAX. He came up to me and said, hey, I'm Sergio Robles, a part of your house. Nice to meet you. Had a great conversation, made a new friend. That's what we're about, folks. I'm colorblind. I'm nationality blind. You come up to me, right? No prejudice, no nothing. We're all one equal playing field. We're all equal partners in this together, right? And I want to see us do well. And my channel, just that I make very, very crystal clear here, I'm not going dark. I'm not going dark on Uber and Lyft. I'm highlighting the obvious. I'm fighting for better money. I'm fighting for better rights. I'm not going dark on them and saying, oh, screw them, F them, deactivate, cut the app off. No. I want you to have fun. I want you to meet people. I want you to enjoy your Uber job. I want you to enjoy your Lyft job. I hope you get a chance to drive on trip when it works, when it finally works. I want to see you on this new platform, whether it's called GOAT or whatever we decide on the new name, right? I want you to be able to exercise your rights and say, I can do whatever I want on the Monday, right? But one thing I do know is because I'm smart, not myself, but you saying this, I'm smart and I'm going to follow the money. Because I do make more money on Postmates if I compare it to the same 3 hours on Uber Eats. Or I did try out DoorDash for 5 hours on a Friday night and Grubhub for 5 hours on a Friday night, and I compared it and I did better with that company. So I follow the money, right? We got to follow paths and avenues that reward us. We got to hold these people accountable. We got to bring them to the table. We got to stand up for our rights. And that's why I understand why people strike. T. James, can someone please let me know if my thread is appearing in the stream? You bet it is, T. James. Apologize for not reading it out. Gig Warrior, only one color, green. Show us the money, honey. Show us the money. Albert Tapia, so we have a month to get a license or not? Sorry, came a bit late in the email. You know, you don't even know if you need a license. This is just them telling you, hey, go and down there and get yourself a license so we can say you're an independent contractor, right? They don't even know. They say here, we cannot advise on the applicability of local laws. We cannot advise, but go out and do it anyway so we can at least show that you're an independent contractor. Boink. Business. We need a little more driving nights. Night differential riders should pay more at night. I like that. I like that. Good idea, buddy. Yes, we see you, T. James. We see Paula. Paula says, full of shit. What's full of shit, Paula? What are you ranting about there, my dear? Boise supports you, Uncle T. And Joey Driver, good to see you, my friend. Joey Driver for you, Idaho. Let's send love to Idaho. There it comes, Joe. John Doe, check with whatever city you paycheck for trash. Okay, good point. Deanna from Chicago says, I've seen protests of drivers wanting better pay, but I've never seen protests about wanting to be employees. We have to read the fine print, folks. If we are pushing for employee status, what does that mean? Does that mean we only get to drive on one platform? Does that mean the company dictates the hours, right? May not be the best solution. But the current solution on this side, independent contractor being paid peanuts, pennies, right? Pennies, right? Pennies, cents and pennies. This shit doesn't add up, my friend. Glasses and buckets and buckets and bucket full of this don't make up a big wad of 100s, right? On this side here, the current same old independent contractor status, the employee status on this side, I say let the clock run. August is their big day, and they are scared. They had to push out a form 48 hours ago, and they're pushing out another fear-mongering form now. They're scared. I say get them to the table and move them here. You have to move them here because that would mean they would lose a little bit more, we would win more. Put them into the middle, win-win. Better pay, flexibility, choose who you want, choose your hours, choose your companies, give us some form of benefits. We are not forcing you to spend $500 million extra per year. We understand your business model. We understand that you cannot survive in the full employee status. But don't hold us for fools here and try do these shenanigans with us. Guys, the one thing I think I do have the ability is to explain things in very simple terms. Right now, as you go 3 feet away from the table, no signing. This here, we cannot advise on the applicability of local laws, but they want us to go down there. They cannot advise, but they want us to go down there and get an independent business contractor license. So you go down to Thousand Oaks, Santa Monica, the people look at you, what? What do you want? You want to become a vendor down on the street? Do you want to have a food truck? What do you want? No, I'm an Uber and Lyft driver, and I would like my independent contractor license, my business license. What? What? They might create that category and take your money. T. James, we need a fair rating system also, where for every 25 5-star ratings we get, we can remove one bad rating in the app. I like that. Smart idea. Time. Zaya says it's time now to make a stand or take a stand. I agree with you. I agree with you. Hassan, how are you doing? Sean? In all fairness, though, we've enabled them. I don't agree with that statement, Sean, that we've enabled them. We've driven for them, and we've never pushed back. So to a degree, we've enabled them to get to this point, right? But here's the fine line. There comes a threshold when people have had enough. There comes a threshold where people go out and do strikes all across the country. There comes a point where people form organizations and call the media. That's where they pushed us to, right? So now that we have their attention, now that they're running scared, now is the time to negotiate, right? I wouldn't say that we enabled them. I think they dictated the terms to us as they wanted, when they wanted, and we simply had to accept and swallow their terms, right? But people kept on putting up with it, kept on putting up with it, kept on putting up with it, kept on taking the abuse, kept on taking the punishment. And then the walls came breaking down. And then the strikes began. And then people like myself and others started making videos supporting people to go to strikes, right? Because at the end of the day, I speak for the drivers. I don't speak for the company. Anybody can prove otherwise, show otherwise that I work for the companies? No. Would I be pushing out these videos, calling out the CEOs? No. I work for the house. My obligations, my duties are towards the house. And what I've learned from business, I'm 50 years old, right? I'm not a college student, 50 years old, and I've done my deals, right? My biggest deal was handshake.com. Anybody want to go and look in the media what handshake.com just sold for a few weeks ago? I did my big deals, right? So what I do know is there comes a time and a place to pay good attorneys $450 an hour to sit down. What do you want? What do we want? Can we reach an agreement? What they want right now is too much. The odds are stacked up here. We're not loaded here. We need to load the bases here and bring them down. And then when you have a win-win agreement, we'll sign it. We're not going to sign here. Them in a position of power, us in a position of weakness. We're not going to sign. Got to chip it away here. Got to build up here. Got to chip away here. Got to build up here. And then when we're in the middle, get in the middle. It's a win. It's a win. We sign. Rideshare 411, to clarify, the platform that goes up tomorrow is a networking discussion platform where we have created categories for all rideshare companies in the world, every single one. We have put all international cities. T. James, thank you, my friend. We have put in all the cities in the United States. We've put in all the cities internationally. And if people want to become a city ambassador, great. You can email me, right? You can email Brian. But that people come in and that we at least have a place that represents drivers nationally and internationally. This is not just about the United States. This is about even our brothers and sisters in Australia, our brothers and sisters in Japan, brothers and sisters in Portugal, in Spain, in Italy, in Germany, in Switzerland, in Holland, in Canada, in Brazil, in Peru, in Mexico, in Africa, in Asia. Researched all the companies, put them all in there. That's the money I've been spending the last few weeks pushing these guys. These guys have been working till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, right? It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be bugs, but the basic functionality works. We've tested it. So we come in there, we create a profile, we get into the GOAT discussion rooms, we participate in the polls, right? Where you get to participate, where the driver gets to. Have they ever given you that power and said, hey, you can participate on a name, you can participate on creating the future of Uber, you can participate in making decisions? No, it's always a one-way, top to bottom approach. This is a bottom to top approach. Select Sedan, I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate every contribution. We're on the 1 hour mark. You hit it exactly on the 1 hour mark, Select Sedan. Thank you for being part of our house, right? So for the people that have joined the room, this is the second form that we're getting within 48 hours, where Uber and Lyft are collaborating. Arch rivals are collaborating because of the fear that they could be forced into treating drivers employees. I'm not saying the end goal should be employees, and I'm not saying we should remain where we are. We've got to force them into the middle. Michael Donardi said Nevada has the same nonsense, right, Chair Professor? Definitely some BS. Right. So, if we have good legal representation at the table, let them figure out where they're trying to BS us, right? I mean, we're smart. We see a lot. We see a lot of their tactics, but it comes down to crunch time numbers, right? What you make. You're driving 20, 30, 50, 60 hours a week. The math has to add up for you. The math has to pay that car, pay your expenses, right? You got to come out, and even at the end of the day, after you've all your expenses, your car, your rent, your food, got to put a little bit of savings money aside for tax purposes and monies into the bank for savings, right? So you grow and accumulate those savings, right? But you cannot go 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We'll never make progress. And the way they're designing, the way they're setting it up is that they are taking 10 steps forward, 1 back, right? So they're always making progress. And we've got to switch those tables. Got to switch those tables and even out the playing field a little. New York for life. I have a quick question. Please go ahead, my friend. Rana Barwell. Techtortion. I like that. Night Raven. Techtortion. Are using technology to extort services from drivers. Wow, what a cool name. Techtortion. Not extortion, but Techtortion. Very smart. I think this is the perfect opportunity for Juno to come to California. My friend, if I would not put a 5 cents on Juno, it's a donkey, right? You're going to have a donkey run in the Kentucky Derby. Juno's done. Juno sold us out. They sold all our data to Jet for $200 million. And years later, they haven't opened up no markets. They're hemorrhaging money. They're this close for closing down. Jet is losing market share. The company Jet that owns Juno, all their big investors have pulled out. That's a fact. I'm not making this shit up, right? So Juno's done. They got their chance. They came in. They took the information. They stole our information, and they sold us. They sold us out. Juno. To the directors of Juno, read my language. I've spoken to you personally, Juno. I've spoken to the directors. I've called them out on their shit. And they wanted time, and they wanted more time, and they wanted more time. Been there, done there with Juno. Not only once, bitten twice shy, bitten 4 times by Juno. My relationship with Juno is over. No extra chances, no extra energy. But thank you for bringing it up. Last time I mentioned Juno. Juno's done. Done. They're holding in on a thread in New York. The company that they pimped themselves out to, Jet, is falling apart overseas. Their big investors pulled out. They had a lot of my guess again, greed at the end of the day, right? had a lot of chances to do well. Sorry, family. Family is messaging me. Journey with Jordan. Yeah, Trip is live. They are. I know. But they haven't tested their platform, Journey. I ran tests. I made a video. Fort Lauderdale to West Palm Beach. A trip that Uber and Lyft would charge $40 to $60 for. The estimator says $481. Numbers don't lie. Screenshots don't lie. I showed it to you. So they talk about beta testing. They need to truly go out and get a small select group of maybe 200 drivers and test it amongst them before they go live to everyone with stuff that doesn't work. So it's one thing to be live, but the other thing is live and functional, right? New York says, hey, Paula, my question is, if we drive Lyft in a different state for a couple of days, for example, Florida, do we have to pay taxes there as well as New York? Well, it's not as easy as that you can just simply drive in one state, jump to another state, drive over there, right? What you usually get is you get a transfer and you go through the Uber system, right? You got to check in with the DMV, you got to get everything right. So you can't just fly around the country and operate a few hours there, a week here. It doesn't work that way. Journey with Jordan. Trip is paying the drivers well with those high fares. You know that whatever you said, they make zero sense. Right? Because no passenger is going to order a car for $481 for a 50-minute drive. So I don't see your argument there, unless you can prove otherwise. Journey with Jordan says, do you think Uber will let California drivers work in other states when they pull out? Yeah, but it's, look, are you going to relocate? Are you going to relocate from LA to Vegas so that you can drive in a different state that accommodates different laws? Are you going to, look, if you're single and you have no family, sure, I get it. Pack up, get a U-Haul, move. Right? But people that have commitments, schools, families, I don't think it's just that easy to get up and say, okay, hey, we're all moving to Vegas. So Tulsa rideshare guy, I think that's the smartest idea. They're working on getting my taxi cab chauffeur in Tulsa so that I can do private transport. Yeah. So for example, in California, it's called your TCP license, and some other areas called, what is it called in New Jersey? TNC maybe. Bottom line is definitely the way to go, right? To pay those additional monies and get your car classified as a commercial vehicle with a DMV so that you can take private trips and put 100% of those proceeds in your pocket. My ratio right now is about 60 to 70% private trips, where I put all that money in my pocket. I'm my own boss. And about 30 to 40, I divvy up between Uber and Lyft. On certain days when it works for me, like on evenings, like let's say, or gap fillers. I have a trip, 10 o'clock at night. I have another trip, private trip, maybe 6, 7. I want to fill the other 2 hours. I'll jump on the Uber and Lyft platform on a Friday or a Saturday night, or right? Because I want to maximize my earnings. So you got to figure out what the best ratio is for you. But one thing you should be doing is setting the money aside for your private charter permit or your private chauffeur license, right? And then start your social media, start marketing yourself. If you want to see some really good marketing techniques, tactics, right, that I use to build out my a limo company, I share them openly. My formula is right there, folks. Alan Cassidy, lots of police action and bad press in UK for Uber with Uber Eats couriers. Renting their accounts to criminals and illegal migrants. Seems like unending problems. The time may come for them to shut down in the UK. They're threatening that they're going to shut down in Austria. But I can tell you, the Austrians don't care. They don't care. Uber is like ranting and raving like a little child. Oh, we'll pull out, we'll pull out, we'll pull out. Austria says pull out. We have enough companies here that will fill your void. So Paula says, hop, skip, and drive is all pre-arranged trips. You know, I like the idea of pre-arranged trips. I like the idea of the rider selecting his favorite driver and sending them a reminder when they need a car. It goes to you as a first option and maybe then to your second or third favorite. I like that. I think that should be programmed in. I'm really thinking about this a lot in the formation of the new company, right? Why not create these exclusive relationships and get these really good paying fares? Journey with Jordan says, what about Joy Drive? What about it? Ask us. Adventure Girl says, I drive for Zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. So when are we finding out what was happening in California, says JD? The clock ticks. Probably August, there will be a vote. The politicians will vote on it in August. But prior August, June, July, and most of August, you can bet that these companies will be sending you a lot of similar messages to these in the last 48 hours. This is the second one that came in 48 hours. Uber is providing notice to driver partners pursuant to this new state law, but cannot advise on the applicability of local laws. But they do want you to go out and get your independent contractor license. They do want you to go down there and pay for that so that they can say, hey, this guy's an independent contractor. But on the other hand, they cannot advise. So lot of scare tactics here. Big bold letters. California business licensing for driver partners in the Uber app. Big bold statement here, but we cannot advise. But we do want you to go and get it so we can claim that you're an independent contractor. Guys, you got to see through this fine print, man. And for the people, you know who you are, promoting, just telling people just go and sign their life away. Back it up with really competent arguments why you want them to go and sign your life away. I just say go 3 feet back and don't sign at all. Run down the clock, put more pressure, right? Business tactic. Force them right down to the end. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, all the way down to August. And then negotiate from a level of power with powerful attorneys at the table, with drivers, with politicians, with the companies. But to pre-sign your life away because some YouTubers are saying, hey, do this. Oh, I don't want to become an employee. Go sign, guys. I advise you to go sign. No thought given. So JD says we need just a union, that's all. We need bargaining power. Yeah, so a lot of people love unions. A lot of people don't like unions. We need a body where we can have bargaining power. I completely agree with you, Jay, so that we have bargaining power. And that's one of the big reasons we're doing this platform tomorrow. We can get the people in and we can syndicate messages to a lot of people to take action, right? And we'll pool some money for some good attorneys to look at this. Is this the way to go? Is this the way to sign your life away, right? Or is there a way that we could perhaps reach out through attorneys to their attorneys, say, hey, we want to sit down with you and negotiate a better deal? I think that's the better. You know, when a law firm sends Uber legal department a letter saying, hey, here's an invite to come and sit down with us, they would take it. They would sit down with us, right? But what they're trying to do is play on our stupidity right now, play on our fears that we will go and sign away. And then there are truly college students, influencers that created channels by just copying the content. I see the topics that these people are writing, these few people, and they're going out there pretending that they've done these multi-million-dollar deals and that they know what contractual negotiations are about. And they haven't even finished college. And these are the people that we are listening to. These are the people that we are subscribing to. You are fucking kidding me. You're kidding me. So I say, let's play hardball. Let's play hardball. Play hardball. No, not Kevin. Kevin, entrepreneur, I know him. I can tell you, Kevin always has an interesting spin on news, right? Kevin's not the type of guy that'll throw anyone under the bus. Kevin will put it out there and say, okay, this is what they want, this is what they're saying. You, at the end of the day, you, the driver, have to decide what's best for you. Can't have Torsten or Kevin or whoever it is make a decision for you. But when I run this by some attorneys, when I look at this, I see through this, right? I get a second or a third or a fourth opinion. But I can tell you, Kevin's heart, Kevin's intentions are solid. He is not shy. It's one thing I like about Kevin. He's not shy to push the envelope. He's not shy to hold up the mirror to these companies, right? That's how I know Kevin. And I've done collabs with Kevin where I've met him down in Huntington Beach. I regard Kevin as a solid partner friend. I do. And some people may not like his videos. Some people really like his news. But I know where Kevin's heart is, right? And Kevin, entrepreneur, is never shy to hold up the mirror to these companies, right? Like me. The last few videos, not going dark on Uber and Lyft. I'm looking for solutions. I'm holding up the mirror and say, hey, are you seeing what we're seeing? Because what we're seeing ain't right. Journey with Jordan, Kevin is a good person. And yes, he is. He's a very good person. Paula says Kevin is awesome. Yes, he is. Much love to Kevin. Guys, please, tomorrow is going to be an endlessly long live feed to be walking you through the new website, walking you through the functionality. All I ask tomorrow or the next day, create a profile, join discussions, take votes, right? Get into the polls on this website. Your input is important. Very, very important. Eduardo Acosta says, Uber is already starting to get rid of veteran drivers in California. They've been taking my money on instant pay, no matter how many times I changed my password. I'm very sorry to hear that. Deanna from Chicago, I subscribe to most of the YouTubers that watch your channel. There's one Chicago guy who unsubscribed to because he's fake and he's an Uber bot. I don't know what you're talking about. That's interesting. Uber bot, Uber robot. Hey, every YouTuber out there, you know, except for maybe one or two people, and I'm not going to mention the names, just copy everybody else's content and put bolder thumbnails just to get more and more attention or inflict too much drama. I don't subscribe to them. I don't endorse them. But I can tell you that 99% of the YouTubers that I know in the rideshare business are solid and they have your back and they're bringing good news out there and they're holding up the mirror to Uber and Lyft, right? That's what I've got to say. Joel, the God of Thunder, I appreciate you. Thor from San Luis Obispo will help. We'll rely on you, Thor. Thor, the god of thunder. Nathaniel Davis, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. My friend was telling me about a gasoline tax in the state of California. It's going to skyrocket gas. Yeah, the one thing that California needs to truly do is stop taxing the crap out of its citizens, right? They're sitting on a lot of money. They're not spending it in the right areas. They're not spending it on broken roads, infrastructure. They're not spending it on helping the homeless get off the streets, right? But they are gladly taking the money and upping the taxes and upping the gasoline tax. That's one thing I'm not happy about in California, right? The politicians, right? It's not take. It's what can you do for us, right? How can you make our lives better? If you're willing to take all that money out of our paycheck on taxes, etc., you better do something for your citizens. So otherwise you get voted out. Simple as that, right? Debbie Liddy says, right or left some type of drug power all over my seat. You mean powder, probably. Took 6 days for Lyft to give me a cleaning fee, and I was only $50. Sorry that you had to go through that. Rick Review says, you know who the fuck it is. That's funny. Well, you guys are bringing up Geo. Geo's taking a lot of shots at me, but, you know, it's verbal judo. He's taking a lot of shots at me, and maybe some of his stuff is very dark. But one thing Geo does very effectively in Chicago, he brings in real earnings. The guy puts in insane hours, 50 to 60-hour weeks, right? But he's an Excel, I don't know. But he brings a lot of information out. So I'm not here to judge anyone. No one. I'm not going to judge. I made a mistake once. I made a judgment I shouldn't have against Simple Driver, and I rightfully apologized for making a judgment. But I'm not going to judge anyone. The people get to be, you know, the deciders on this. I created a space on the all-star team for Geo. Why? Because, you know, he has over 6, 7, 8,000 subscribers or more, and obviously what he's saying resonates with a lot of people. So he's got to be legit to a lot of people, right? And hence I put him on the All-Stars team. And hence I also invite Geo to give a shout out to our new website tomorrow. So at least we have collective bargaining power. So if the stuff does hit Illinois or Chicago, his city after Chicago, we can help him. We can help him in his market. If he can help us, we can help him. That's what this has to all be about, folks, is rideshare drivers helping each other out in different markets, different states, different cities. Doesn't matter whether you're from Vegas. Doesn't matter whether you're from Kentucky or from Tampa, Florida, right? Got to help each other out. Got to have each other's back, right? You got to have each other's back. Night Raven says, I'm ready to get the hell out of California. Been here for 29 years, 28 years too long. You know, Paula says, I love LA too much. I love it too. And one of the reasons I love LA, I look at the good, bad, and the ugly, folks, right? My kids are getting great tuition here. I'm doing very well here. I have a great relationship with my ex-wife, who has a great position here. I have friends here. I love the diversity of the city. And then, of course, they have several negatives, right? But I'm just saying, if they're taking so many taxes, gasoline tax, this tax, do something for the California people. And I'm sure if you have a similar issue in Washington, if you have a similar issue in Florida, you know what? Politicians, you get voted in. You're collecting all these monies to take care of your people, right? No matter what side of the aisle. David W. said, Professor, see my comment. Which one? Did I miss it? Share it again. David W., but keep it clean. In the Rotary Club, we have what's called the four-way test, says Sean Rado. Please do share, my friend. Moving from Vegas in the house. Come on board tomorrow. Sean Rado. 1, is the truth. 2, is it fair to all concerned? 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? 4, is it beneficial to all concerned? Nice. Very, very well articulated. 4 solid points that would get my support. I would sign up for that. Online fast life, you would make a great union boss. One of the people now, so you're talking to me. I don't know. Politicians have forgotten that government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. Love it. There we go. Of the people, by the people, for the people. David W. says, pretty sure the YouTuber you're talking about copied another one of your videos about an hour ago. That's okay. They're just giving me extra publicity. It's okay. I'll take it, good or bad. Doesn't matter. Right? There are certain YouTubers that have actually gone the length to pay people to do background checks on them. Right? That's how far I go. If there's something I don't quite trust, if there's somebody talking smack or trashing or slandering, I get all the stuff on them, right? You just got to pay for that info. So I know who, if I elevate up, I know who I'm dealing with. I know who to keep close. I know who to distance myself from without making judgments, right? And if they overstep their boundaries, that's it. Come down on them. That's why you have good attorneys. But I'll let a person get away with a lot. I will. So if wants to talk smack in videos, it's okay. It's okay. Giving me a lot of publicity. I'm not going to mention your name. I know who you are. But by all means, grow my base. Because if you bad-mouthing me, people will want to go and check out what I have to say. I'm just sharing what we all have to say. Right? I do bring my personal opinions in sometimes. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Got to be opinionated sometimes. But generally speaking, my heart is in the right place, right? My heart is not with the companies. My heart is looking for solutions to the problems and looking for bettering the overall quality of the driver. That's sort of the position that I caved out for myself. Then I have other relationships, other businesses where I don't show up in this fashion, right? You know, if you're doing like drop ship, I sell products. I just want the warehouse to be stocked and make sure that the products reach the clients. It's a whole different business relationship, right? Make sure the client gets the product in time. This relationship is a personal relationship that I have with these individuals, with Eduardo, with John, with Journey, with David, with Paula, with Rick, with Adrian, with Darnews, Deanna. It's a personal relationship, right? We have each other's backs, and we try and make the marketplace better. We try and hold people accountable for their actions, right? And the way you do it is you go on a live stream, you bring up a topic, and you let the public hash it out. There it is. The public is obviously ruling on this. The public is saying what they have to say. Public is calling attention to this issue right here, good or bad, no matter where you stand. You get to voice your opinion. But if there's a general consensus, if there's a general understanding, there's like a majority vote that certain things are right or certain things are wrong, you know, pay attention to that. I will. I've been to Rotary International meetings overseas, but I will refresh my knowledge on that. I appreciate that, Sean Rader. Uberman Paul, Sebastian Flora in the house. Good to see you, buddy. I appreciate your input. How about a gig app that you can rent a bartender and call it Uber? I like that. Let's start it, dude. Don't talk about it, Pike. Start it. Get your developers, tie down your name, tie down your trademark, get your marketing in order, get some funding started. It's your idea. Citizen of the Galaxy, interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, folks, we're going to be winding it down at the 1 hour, 30-minute level. A couple of private clients. I'm going to head out, pick up the kids. And if you still want to make money with Uber and Lyft, you can reach out to me. Like I said, I'm not Darth Vader going dark. I just want better treatment by these companies. I think they've done great things. They've opened up markets. They've created something huge. But they should not get too carried away and me approach, right? We're all in this together. Whether the trip functions, whether we get our new company going, when and where we get it going, with what new name, right? We need more players in the field, right? Competition is healthy between companies. Regulates everything. So you don't have monopolies just dictating. Got to have many players in the pond, right? Prices start adjusting, fares start adjusting, everything, right? Really, really, really good competition is really healthy. It brings out the best, not the worst. There we go. Got a lot of love, a lot of thumbs up. I missed the first wave there. I should have taken a picture. Let's get, there we go. Now, I insist on the 50. Let's redo this. More frequency in the room. There we go. There we go. There we go. Way more. Setting a higher frequency there. Speed Racer. Kenneth Morrison in the house. Dan Ramirez. We're going to play hardball, my friend. Let's play. I agree. I agree, Dan. They want to play hardball? Let's play. Tick-tock, tick-tock, John Wick. Excommunicado, baby. We're excommunicado right now. Under the table. It's taking place under the table. Anybody seen John Wick? Right now, we're in excommunicado. Whoop, whoop. Paula, thank you for the text. Sergio in the house. Journey with Jordan Palm Trees. Holidays in the house. Our house in the middle of the street. Our house is a castle and a tree. Our house, that is where we used to meet. Yeah, I love John Wick. If anybody hasn't seen John Wick 3, go and watch it. Ain't gonna beat that guy down. And we John Wick drivers. Nobody's gonna nail us down. Invincible, baby. Cannot destruct us. Tava L'Oreal. John Wick. Go watch it. I don't know if I spelled that correctly. Madness. Our house. John Wick. I wonder what it got on Rotten Tomatoes. I wonder. My kids enjoyed it. A lot of kick butt, fighting scenes, a lot of gory scenes, but the one thing is you can't get this guy down. It's sort of how I see the driver. You can't get him down. We're all John Wicks, my friends. Goat life. Tomorrow, guys, tune in. The social platform is going to open, which is going to carry us towards the new name, the new conditions, the new requirements, put us under one roof, collective bargaining power, and again, in whatever level you want to contribute, even if it's $5, we got to collect some monies so we can pay some good attorneys and negotiate on any future thing. So if they want to come, they've got to come into our platform and they've got to come and talk to us. A live feed is one thing. They're not going to come here. But if we have several 100,000 people under one platform, we're strong, and we will grow stronger every single day. Look at Facebook. Facebook is way over 1 billion people. We don't want to become a Facebook, but we want to become like a Facebook for the rideshare world. Love that. Houston, Texas. That's a lot of love, my friend. Damn, I love that. That is perfectly organized. Let me just show you. This is the love we just got from Houston, Texas, and we're sending it straight back to Texas, San Antonio, to Austin, to Houston, to Dallas, wherever you are in Texas. Much love back. My friends, I will let you know tomorrow. It's going to be a long session. We're going to go dive straight into the new website, register, join networks, join discussions, participate in polls. Do I have a computer virus? No, I don't. Nada. And there she goes. Let's plug her and subscribe to Adventure Girl. There, we're going to plug her quickly. Adventure. Jim Gonzalez, we're not asking for any free donation tomorrow, the new platform. The minimum, everyone can go in for free, right? Everyone can go in for free. There are additional privileges in this platform, starting with a $5 contribution. And all we need to do is, I'm in for about 40K right now, 40,000 out of my money, because I believe in this, right? I'm in. I'm paying people, I'm working with people, I'm going to meetings. I do want to use the platform to have more bargaining power with any company, whether it be Uber, Lyft, whoever it is, Juno. So we have people under one roof. I do want to use the platform as a launch platform for the new company, where we can decide on what do we want in the app, what do we want to call it, are we going to include tipping, blah, 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 all of these good things, right? So whatever we collect, always know that a driver or a guest registers there for free. If you want to pay for extra privileges, if you want to use it as a marketing platform, we've thought of that as well. It's very well thought out, not just by myself, but by people that have years and years of knowledge, that have built platforms, right? Guys that understand the psychology. But we're not coming with this approach here. This is not the approach that you'll ever see in this new platform, where we're going to use fear, where we're going to hold the gun to someone's head and say, hey, if you don't sign here, then, right? Not going to participate, right? The new platform is supposed to be a win-win platform for everyone. So if you want to come on level as a city ambassador for whatever city you're in, Long Beach, California, Tampa, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Hurricane, Utah, wherever you are, Salt Lake City, Utah, you can. Sydney Minor, I appreciate that. Snoop A, I just got an email from Lyft, price change on XL and Black XL. I hope it's better. Share that with me, please. If Snoop A, if you could take a screenshot of that. Is it going up or going down? Ed, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Better late than never. Snoop says from 356 to 342. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. It's going down again. It's not right. I like rides. The one thing with rides, RYDZ, understand that when you file for your trademark, for your name, anyone that has a similar name, whether it's RYDEZ, RIDES, or they're registered as a rental company, anything that's slightly similar or same, they will reject. So it has to be very unique. Thank you, Sydney Minor. I appreciate you. Boise, Idaho in the house. Want to become a city ambassador for Boise, Journey? Sure. Yeah, it's user-friendly. It's not, listen, it's, thank you again, Joel. What is the email address you love? Address, love you, Paula. That's cool. Just asking for the email address. It's simple to understand. It's going to be very, very simple, right? But it's very well thought through. So we've included all the limo companies, all the taxi companies. We've created profiles for all the rideshare companies, for all the gig companies, for all the housing and rental companies like Airbnb. You can go in there. If you're part of that, go promote yourself, come under one roof, right? But a lot of emphasis in this new portal is on gig workers, specifically rideshare workers. And if Uber and Lyft want to have their own room and participate, Uber and Lyft, welcome. Email me. I'll set it up with you. Send me a legitimate letter from your company that you guys want to have a seat or a position in this new company. You're welcome. We invite you. We're not selfish. We're a team. We're team players, right? That's the only way you get it accomplished as a team. So I'm going to say goodbye, good afternoon, good night to my team. I wish you all a fantastic day. Please drive safe out there. Please be part tomorrow of a long, long, long live session. I'm definitely going to try and double this, 1 hour 41. I'm definitely going to make it 3 hours so I can cover everything in this new website so that we build up towards the 4th of July, and then 4th of July, Independence Day, we have another huge announcement, open up another platform, and we start growing it. Adios. The Apptrepreneur. Guys, I'm not going to leave right now when we have a special guest in the house. Kevin's in the house. Kevin, we gave you a huge shout out and a lot of love early on. And we appreciate you. And Kevin has a seat on the All Stars. I've created a page for Kevin on the new website to be announced tomorrow. And if Kevin, in return, you can plug that new website, because we want to have consolidated power where, so Kevin automatically becomes has his own All Stars. He's one of 30 All Stars. Kevin also is automatically a city ambassador. He can exercise that right, and he has all the other privileges built in. In return, if you can give us a plug on the new website, much love back, right? But we want to get the word out. The main thing is that we have collective bargaining power, right? So as we build up towards a lot of decisions and things that these companies want to force on us, so that we can say, hey, we could circulate a mail, or we could have maybe an attorney look at a document like this and send out a letter through our portal to our people. Say, hey, here's a second opinion, right? It's always good to have a second opinion. A coin has two sides, folks. Doesn't mean it's always just black or white, right? You got to look at it, study it, and understand it. And that's why I like about Kevin's channel. He will always hold up the mirror. He will always expose stories. He will always give his opinion on it. And you got to respect and love him for that. So, Kevin, come on board tomorrow. Paula also has a place on the All-Star team. She's great. She's got the energy. Everybody loves her. And Clock J26 do not sign. I didn't sign anything. I went 3 feet away from these forms. Yeah, we gave you a good plug, Kevin. A good few minutes were dedicated to you here, where you got a big shout out and a lot of love from the room. So everyone, send your love down to Huntington Beach to Kevin and his lady. Has this absolute sweetheart of a lady. I've met her. We did a live stream together. You may have seen her in the live stream. And I look forward to doing another live stream with Kevin again. We'll gladly come down to Huntington Beach, same location, Starbucks. It's a beautiful day. We sat outside. Let's do it again, Kevin. And my friends, have a Have a great day. JV pricing, I okayed that. I don't know why YouTube blocked that, but I okayed your message. Infantry Sarge in the house. San Diego in the house. Yep, we will do that for sure. I'm out of here. I got to go. Kids are waiting. I am super, super stoked and excited for tomorrow. Much love to you all.